happening in other parts of the world. As part of his anti-terror efforts, Lebanese security forces have detained the wife and son of Islamic State leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi near the border with Syria. The pair, whose names were not given, were picked up by military intelligence after entering Lebanon 10 days ago. Media report says Baghdadi's wife has been questioned at the Lebanese Defense Ministry. In June, Baghdadi was named the leader of the caliphate created by ISIS and the parts of Syria and Iraq that it controls. Last month, the group denied reports that he had been killed or injured in an airstrike by U.S.-led forces near the northern Iraqi city of Mosul. The coordinators of the Occupy Central movement in Hong Kong have once again asked protesters to retreat. The three men also said they would turn themselves in to the police tomorrow, that's Wednesday. Occupy Central initially led the pro-democracy protest, but has receded as students continued with demonstrations. Student leader Joshua Wong has begun a hunger strike to demand talks with the Hong Kong authorities over the movement's ideas for political reforms. Occupy and the students want China to scrap its plans to screen candidates for the 2017 election for the territory's leadership.
The founders of Hong Kong's Occupy Central civil disobedience movement on Tuesday called on pro-democracy activists to pull back from the city's main protest site next to government headquarters and said they will surrender to police. Benny Tai, a law professor at the University of Hong Kong, at a press conference with Occupy co-founders Chan Kin Man, a professor of sociology at Chinese University, and Reverend Chu Yiming, said they were not unilaterally calling for withdrawal, but urging students to retreat as the situation had become dangerous.
A government that uses police batons to maintain its authority is a government that is beyond reason. For the sake of the occupiers' safety, for the sake of our original intention of love and peace, as we prepare to surrender, we freely urge the students to retreat, to put down deep roots in the community and transform the movement to extend the spirit of the umbrella movement.
Tai urged the protesters to go home just hours after student leader Joshua Wong called on supporters to regroup in the heart of the city to demand greater democracy. Activists forced the temporary closure of government headquarters on Monday after clashing with police. Earlier, a small group of protesters opposed to the Occupy movement rallied outside the police headquarters. The group, called the Blue Ribbons, held placards with the photos of pro-democracy leaders in the style of wanted posters. The pro-democracy protests, which started in late September and have lasted well beyond many people's expectations, drew more than 100,000 people onto the streets of Hong Kong at their peak.
A ceasefire agreement set to begin on Friday has been reached in eastern Ukraine between Ukrainian and pro-Russian rebels. International observers said the deal only affects forces facing each other in the Luhansk region. Separate ceasefire talks are underway in Ukraine's neighboring Donetsk region. Heavy fighting has raged at the Donetsk airport in the past 3 days. The Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe has a monitoring mission in eastern Ukraine, where fighting has raged since the rebels seized official buildings in April. The ceasefire agreement, reached in September the 5th, has been violated repeatedly. Now, as protests continue in the United States over a grand jury's decision not to indict a white police officer who killed an unarmed black teenager, the U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder has announced plans to help end racial profiling once and for all. He said this in Atlanta at the Ebenezer Baptist Church, where Martin Luther King once preached. Meanwhile, President Barack Obama has requested funds to improve training and provide body cameras for the police. The shooting of Mr. Brown in August in Ferguson, Missouri, has reignited tension over relations between young African Americans and the police. Most of Ferguson's police are white, while the town's residents are mainly black. When we return after the break, we'll be listening to the chicken song. You don't want to miss it. Please stay with us. Chinese singer Wang Rolling is clocking her way to viral fame with a bizarre chicken song viewed more than 10 million times on YouTube. The 35-year-old singer, who is seen as a bit of a has-been on the Chinese scene, said the inspiration for the song came to her in a dream. With YouTube blocked in China, it was only after a fan sent him a screenshot of the YouTube video with about 4 million views that Wang's producer, Liu Yonglong, realized they had struck gold. The producer said he still has no idea who uploaded the song to YouTube, and he admitted the song's international popularity has left him stunned. Interesting, I must admit it's very catchy. Well, moving into the Christmas mood, Christians in the Israeli port city of Jaffa flocked to the annual Christmas tree lighting celebration on Monday. The lighting marks the start of the holiday season in the Holy Land.
Men dressed up as Santa Claus met children and sang Christmas carols in a festive gathering at the port city adjacent to Tel Aviv. Orthodox leaders addressed the crowd with messages of peace and unity amongst the three religions in the Holy Land.
In these opportunities, we see the unity between Jews, Muslims, and Christians.
Men, women, and children enjoyed street entertainment, with Santa Claus pulling a sled and people in costumes singing Christmas carols.
That's the world today. Many thanks for watching. I'm Temitope Fagbemi. Coming up after this is Sports News.